Dr. Jalopy? Yeah, thank you for calling. Yeah, it's happening again. I got tingles on my fingers. Yeah, I got tingles on my fingers and I got tingles on my hands. Yeah. And the migraines are in the back of my head. I keep on telling you that. They're in the back of my head. Yeah. Yeah, and I had a pain in my jaw. Yeah, I had pain in my jaw. Yeah, Dr. Schloppy, I haven't been sleeping good. I get these weird buzzes in my head when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. And then I fall asleep and then I wake up again. And then it happens all over again where my legs get restless. Yeah. What else? Well, I have the dizziness. I bent over. I dropped my chocolate bar on the floor. Yeah. I dropped it on the floor in the store. I was in Whole Foods. And I bent over and I picked up the chocolate bar and I almost passed out. Yeah, I got the dizzy spells. And then when I got home, I couldn't eat the chocolate bar yet. I had to wait until I got on the couch and then the whole room was spinning. The whole room was spinning. Dr. Jalopy, you there? Yeah, the whole room was spinning. Yeah. And then my burning skin, and I felt tightness in my chest. I told you about that. I have tightness in the chest. And then my anxiety starts, and I get high anxiety. Dr. Jalopy, I got high anxiety, and then my thoughts start racing. When they just start racing, my thoughts start racing over and over again. Sometimes I think my thoughts are telling me I'm going to die. Yeah, my thoughts are racing like I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I told you that. See a psychiatrist? I have a psychiatrist. I've seen the psychiatrist over and over again. Psychiatrist doesn't, he just thinks I'm making all these neurological symptoms up. And then I get the flashing in the eyes, I get the flashing in the eyes. You know the flashing in the eyes? What am I doing right now? I was about to eat a chocolate fudge sundae, and you called. Yeah, I was going to dip a piece of chocolate in there. You wouldn't advise that? You would advise me just eating the chocolate bar tomorrow in moderation? So you advise me, it's okay if I have some of my chocolate brownie, ice cream brownie, right? Okay. Dr. Jalopy, it's okay? Okay, I'll have the chocolate brownie today. And then what do you say? You say do the chocolate bar tomorrow. Okay. Okay. I just forgot to tell you a couple other symptoms I have. My feet hurt. My legs hurt. My knees hurt. My back hurts. And the pain moves all around. It's in my shoulder. Then it's in my arm. Then it's in my elbow. The pain's in my face. Then it's in my head. The pain's on top of my head. I told you about that. And then the pain is, I get a tingles on the nose. And then burning tongue. My tongue is burning. Yep, my tongue burns. Dr. Jalopy? Did you hang up on me? Oh, there, okay. My tongue burns. Okay, you were with another patient for a moment? Okay, sorry. How many symptoms do I have? I have about 57. I counted 57 symptoms. Yeah? Okay. All right, well, thank you for calling. And did you get my prescriptions ready? Okay, did the last prescription help? No, it didn't. I still have all the symptoms. The benzodiazepines did not help. They made my symptoms worse. They made them worse. Okay. Okay, I have to go. Okay, bye. We're live, and it's Saturday. We're talking about neurological symptoms. That's what we're doing here. It's neurological symptoms. That's the plan. We're live. Sweet potato tacos, I'm making 2, but the neurological symptoms is a big one because so many people, Beauty said, everything I mentioned, you got? Healing lupus, a lot of neurological symptoms with lupus right there. Yeah, so neurological symptoms, aches, pains, tingles, numbness, ringing in the ears, buzzing, tics, spasms, tremors, migraines, headaches, eye floaters, eye flashes, right? Dizziness, vertigo. That was you, Shane, before medical medium. Incredible, incredible, really is. And all these neurological symptoms we get, plus diagnoses with it, plus all the different diagnoses we get with these neurological symptoms, they all amount to something. There's a reason why everybody's sick. And in the natural health world, nobody ever knew why anybody had one of these or any of these neurological symptoms whatsoever. You know, people deny cold white spring. People deny that chronic illness is going on, that there's an epidemic of chronic illness. Of course they deny that. It's going to be hard to deny in the next couple years. It's going to be really, really hard to deny in the next 2 to 3 years. That's for sure. Just got to check the oven right now for 1 second, you guys. So, just got a little something cooking in there. The conventional health world never knew why anybody had your aches and pains, jaw pain, tingles and numbness, ringing ears, floaters in the eyes, migraines, neck pain, back pain. They'll throw labels on it, plantar fasciitis in your feet, mystery sciatica, right? Sciatic nerve problems, right? They'll give you different diagnosis labels, right? But they won't really know what's going on. They'll give you OCD as this label. They'll give you bipolar as a label, depression, anxiety as a label, but not know what any of these neurological problems are. You seem fine to me, Chris. Yep, I warned you. And because there's so much chronic illness, and I've been telling people for years that chronic illness is exploding every single 5 years that goes by. And now we're at this quickening phase where it's going to be more than ever before. Yep. Guy Wyan says, my tongue was burning for 2 months. Then I saw an ENT specialist. She tried to prescribe me clonazepam. Celery juice saved me. See, the industry doesn't want it. All the industries don't want to know celery juice saved you. They don't want to know that. No one wants to know that, right? Celery juice saved you. You are testament to that truth. Celery juice saved you, right? And I've seen it save so many people all through these years, right? The media doesn't want to know that. Nobody wants to know that. Alternative medicine doesn't want to know that, you guys. It's an eyesore. Celery juice saving you pisses off the natural medicine world so bad. They never knew what was going on with people, what they needed anyway to heal from chronic illness. They never did. If you're seasoned, you know. And at the same time, the celery juice movement got so big and it came out and it's healing people and changing their lives. And that really, really is a big eyesore to the alternative health world and conventional health world too. How dare you come out of the blue or come out of the woodwork with celery juice and everybody getting their lives back with the medical medium tools and celery juice, right? How dare you do that? You know, it's really against the industries. They just hate it. They hate it. They hate it. The alternative industry, big time. Big time. And then we protected celery juice. We got the information out enough to enough people to teach them it has to be freshly juiced celery juice, and it can't be celery powder, because all the people were trying to throw out that celery powder left and right, thinking that was going to help people, right? Well, we were able to kind of shut that down. You know, which is incredible. There's still celery powder out there, but yet people are smart enough. They know medical medium information. They know it's not going to help. You have to have the juice. It has to be the celery juice. We're talking about neurological symptoms right here. Exactly, because they can't, yeah. So I see how to heal acne. That's something I talk about in the books, the medical medium books. Acne is the streptococcus. You can bring the book to your doctor. This is the Cleanse and Heal book right here. I talk about acne and the true cause. And, so you guys, neurological symptoms, that's a big deal. That's in the way of so many people, so hard on so many people. You guys mind if I have some? It's in moderation. Is that okay? I mean, it's once a week. I could do this once a week, right? You guys don't mind? My histamines are up, though. And I got some high blood pressure, and my histamines are up. And I break out with some acne and stuff, and I got some other problems, and I have energy loss, but I don't think this is going to hurt once a week, right? That's how people think. That's how people think. That's how it works. You guys, I'm glad you're here. We got a lot to cover. We're going to have some fun too. This is a special moment. Let me get rid of the chocolate bar. Can I get rid of this too? You guys okay with that? The chocolate bar? Making sweet potato tacos as well. Yeah. Anyway, let's cover neurological symptoms a little bit. And to understand them is the first to understand that there's no answers out there for neurological symptoms, right? So, I mean, we're talking about across the board, alternative medicine, conventional medicine. We're live on IG, we're live on Clubhouse right now, you guys. So what causes your neurological symptoms? Okay, if you haven't had a brain tumor discovered and you went to the doctors and they can't find a massive brain tumor, right? Or you don't have this physical injury, like you got something happened, a bad car accident, or you got damaged nerves on your legs from an injury or some kind of physical injury, but you got these mysterious symptoms, and it's not any of that, okay? It's actually symptoms like your tingles and your numbness and your fatigue and your loss of energy, your aches and pains throughout your body. You feel like you're 80 years old when you're not 80 years old, right? So many people, young women in their 20s that feel like they're 80 years old in their 20s, okay? President said, I thought pizza wouldn't hurt me once a month. Man, was I wrong? Taking a long time to heal, but getting there with all your information, AW, thank you. I totally understand the pizza thing. You know, and then everybody throws a fried egg on their pizza. I told you guys that the other day. They'll throw a fried egg on the pizza. You know, they'll be like, hey, that's the new pizza. You crack an egg on there. Can damaged nerves be healed? Depends on how damaged they are. But one thing I can tell you this, if they're damaged by viral neurotoxins, they can heal. And that's the majority of people's nerve damage is by viral neurotoxins like the Epstein-Barr and the Shingles and the HHV6 and all these different viruses and the simplex. But if it's damaged from a bad accident or injury, you want to at least sustain them. And yes, I've seen them heal too with bad accidents too. You seem fine to me. I'm drinking celery juice right now in the California sun and not itching. Oh, I know, right? That's an attack, a sabotage on celery juice. Yeah. What happens is, you guys, is that the chronically ill has always been swept under the carpet, right? Always been blamed for their sickness and their illness, right, you guys? You're blamed like it's your fault. You're either making it up. It's either all in your head. You're the cause of why you're sick. You're the reason why you're sick, right? How many times have you heard that, okay? Or it's your genes, or it's your body attacking itself, right? And that happens all the time. And so, and the whole point is that we're in a place where no one knows why anybody's sick, but yet the chronically ill, they have to keep quiet. You know, that's what it used to be. See, back in the 1800s, if there was a sick person in your family, they had to lock them in a room upstairs, somewhere in the attic. I'm just letting you know, okay? So that's what it was. This was a common practice. So if you had a family and you had 4 children in that family, and one child was out of control or sick physically with mystery symptoms, and the symptoms were getting pretty darn bad, what they would do is they would take that child or that young adult and they would put him in the attic and they would lock the door. That's what they would do. That's in the old days, right? And you weren't allowed to have a sick person in your family back in the 1800s and early 1900s. It was something that really wasn't allowed. You were the talk of the neighborhood. You were the talk of the village. And you were shamed. So when you had a sick child in the family, you were shamed. Your family was shamed. The name of your family was shamed. This is the United States. I was just talking about a law. It was all over too. But United States. Because people are thinking, oh, that wasn't in the U.S. Yeah, it was. And so, and if you were sick without an explanation, and it led to emotional sickness, right? Anxiety or anything else like that, and it led to that, then there's a good chance you're going to be in the asylum, right? So you'd either end up in the asylum or you'd end up in the attic, okay? Not much has changed. Not much has changed to some degree, okay? So the chronically ill, people with aches and pains, people with doctor's appointments left and right, they're still shunned to some degree, and that's something we're even up against now. And even in the next 2-3 years, there's going to be this massive amount of people chronically ill, more than seen ever before in our history, coming in the next 1 to 2-3 years. I'm only smiling about it because it's a nervousness of, dear Lord, the suffering is going to be so bad. How am I going to be able to handle it emotionally myself, right? So it's almost like that like, oh my God, got to have a smile. You got to have like a little lightheartedness, because how you're going to need that because of the amount of suffering that's coming, right? You're going to need some kind of inner strength that, gets you, that keeps you strong before that outcome comes. Because I know what's going to happen next 2-3 years, next 1 to 5 years. So many people are going to be sick. It's going to be devastating. And when that devastation kicks in, it's the kind of thing where you got to be strong for it. So so I'm trying to keep a light heart about it now, but I just know what's coming. So, you just try to keep a light heart the best you can, until it happens. But anyway, but the thing is, you're not allowed to defend the chronic illness, right? Even now, okay? I'm shadow banned on all my platforms, right? And even banned on some of them, meaning like whatever, if it's temporarily banned or whatever you call it, right? And so you're not allowed to like heal people. You're not allowed to, it's not in the agenda out there, right? Healing people's not in the agenda. The agenda is to get people sick. So that's the agenda out there. It's how do we keep people sick, get them to stay sick, get them to be sick, right? And that's how it is. So with the chronic illness, it's like you put out celery juice, you get it out there. It's saving lives, but it's not allowed to be really out there, right? Out there. It's crazy how things work. Why do we get itch? Why do we get itch as a reaction to healing? Is it the bugs? So you can get an itch without doing anything good for yourself. So people get itchy without doing anything good for themselves, right? They get itchy without doing anything from bugs, and they can get itchy while healing because they were already itchy from bugs anyway, right? They never were itchy ever, and now they're working on the healing process, and they're doing really good protocols, and they're keeping all the gluten away and the dairy products and milk, cheese, butter, and the eggs away, and they're itchy. There's a chance that that's the liver releasing a lot of dermatoxins. So yeah, there's a chance that those dermatoxins could be coming out. But you got to be your own detective, because it doesn't always work that way. Where someone, I noticed that a lot of people, they've already been itchy. They're itchy on and off, and now they're working on a healing process. They're going to be itchy on and off until they're better. Checking the oven right now, you guys. I'm making a couple of things for the moment. So I'm going to take something out of the oven right this minute, and then we're going to talk about some stuff. Got my lemon balm tea right here. Anthony, I love to listen to you live. You give me peace in between the daily stress I live. And you live in a lot of stress daily. Thank you, SOC. So sorry you live in any stress. I mean, it's so hard, Life isn't easy for so many. Anthony, I love to, okay, and see, I'm looking. So, I'm just reading comments. Hold on, you guys. Let me take this out. Sometimes the comments are going up so quick, it's hard to catch them, so put that here. Got some lemon palm tea right now. Anthony, I've been doing medical medium protocols for 5.5 years. You saved my life. Still have a ways to go, but it is working! Exclamation points. Don't give up. It really works. Incredible. And I'm so proud of you. I really am. There's over 1,000 different protocols of medical medium information, so you know. So you can always customize something for yourself to take yourself all the way. When someone says, hey, I did medical medium, it's like, well, did you? Because there's so many different protocols in here as far as for healing, customizing it for yourself depending on your symptoms and conditions. The information is here. So it's here for you to heal. So let's talk about neurological symptoms, and I'm going to make some food in a couple of minutes. So what do you guys have going on? Like, what's happening in your life? What did you have? Did you have the neurological symptoms? Did you have the burning skin? Did you have the tingles and numbness? Did you have the vertigo? Did you have the ringing in the ears? Did you guys have the different migraines, different parts of your head, your vertigo, right? Did you have, what kind of conditions did you guys deal with? So here's a question right here. Mace says, why is vertigo more common postpartum? because your immune system gets lowered. That's what happens. So after you have a baby, so when you're carrying a baby, right, your immune system is already 50% less than what it would be normally. And say you're a mommy that already has an immune system struggle, already has some different symptoms along the way, or hasn't had the symptoms yet, but has immune system deficiencies nobody knows about because it's almost impossible to diagnose, right? So say you're a mom and you're carrying your baby, well, 50% of your immune system doesn't work for you anymore. So mommy's lost 50% of her immune system. It goes to taking care of the baby because the baby doesn't have an immune system. So when the baby's inside mommy, the baby doesn't have an immune system. So 50% of mommy's immune system is taking care of the baby now. The other 50% is taking care of mommy, but because mommy's immune system is now at 50%, anything going on, like Epstein-Barr, which is the common one, starts to creep up and starts to creep up. And then towards the end of the pregnancy, it takes 90% of mommy's immune system to deliver the baby. So right after that, with all that adrenaline from delivering the baby, birthing the baby, all that adrenaline it takes, the immune system drops. And when the immune system drops, the Epstein-Barr can kick up again, right? So postpartum is a word for almost anything now because of the immune system dropping. Postpartum fibromyalgia, postpartum aches and pains, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, postpartum hives, postpartum vertigo, postpartum Hashimoto's thyroiditis, postpartum RA, postpartum Lyme disease, postpartum just aches and pains, postpartum everything. See how it works? Really, no one realizes it in medical research and science and conventional alternative medicine that your immune system dropped. And that's what happens. When I used to help out women, pregnant women, and women becoming pregnant for many, many decades, right? When I used to do all that work and helping people, thousands of women one-on-one, and I would make sure that we'd build up their immune system. The Spirit of Compassion and I were building up their immune system before they got pregnant, so they wouldn't have postpartum anything. See, that was the plan. So, can you please talk about multiple sclerosis? Multiple sclerosis, you got it. Let's go there. So, in order to have multiple sclerosis, MS, you got to have toxic heavy metals, and you have to have a virus, right? So that's how it works with multiple sclerosis. So you got the little virus right here. And I got it multiple sclerosis chapter in the new edition right here, the Medical Medium new edition. So when it comes down to MS, they're really just a conglomerate of symptoms. They're just a whole variety of symptoms, right? Unexplainable by research and science. And then doctors tend to diagnose MS without seeing anything on an MRI, okay? And they diagnose MS by seeing something on an MRI, okay? So if you go to a multiple sclerosis doctor, you don't need to see anything on your MRI. You don't need to see a gray spot, gray patch, dark spot, any issues inside the brain to get the diagnosis, multiple sclerosis diagnosis. But most people diagnosed with MS, they're not seeing anything inside their brain. So the doctor's not seeing anything inside their brain. They're diagnosed by their symptoms. If they have two, like they feel like they're losing motor skills, or they're getting twitches and spasms, or severe brain fog with the inability to really function. And you can have any symptom and get a diagnosis if you're at the right doctor's office. You can go to an MS specialist with tingles and numbness, and you might get an MS diagnosis. You can go to a Lyme disease specialist with tingles and numbness, and you'll get a Lyme diagnosis. You can go to a lupus doctor, and you got tingles and numbness, and you'll leave that lupus doctor with a lupus diagnosis. See, that's another thing how it works. Danaka says, yes, I have MS. And so the whole cause of MS is the Epstein-Barr virus, but toxic heavy metals, mercury being the dominant one. So when it comes down to multiple sclerosis, it's like, how do we work on healing that? How do we fix MS? One way is you knock down the viral load. That's one way, right? The other way is you eliminate mercury. So that's why I've had so many people work with, and so many doctors work with the heavy metal detox movement, right? Which is like the spirulina and the barley grass, right? Okay? the wild blueberries, the whole bit. If I had multiple sclerosis, I'd be doing the heavy metal detox smoothie. You do what your doctor tells you to do, but what I would be doing if I had MS, it would be the heavy metal detox smoothie, medical medium one. I talk about that. Another thing is I'd be doing a protocol that was in this book. And you can ask your doctor what they like, but with multiple sclerosis, if I had it, I'd be doing the protocol in here. So there's a protocol of different supplements, what to do, how it works, right here in the MS protocol section too. So it's right here in this book. So you have options. That's the whole point. Take it to your doctor, see what your doctor says. But back to vertigo. The Epstein-Barr causes vertigo. What happens is it releases a neurotoxin. So Epstein-Barr loves foods. Talk about that a little bit. So I got a plate of some goodies right here, right? So, all right, so that's a little plate I got right here, you guys. Now, here's Epstein-Barr, okay? Epstein-Barr loves eggs. So as you eat your scrambled eggs and they go down the hatch, Epstein-Barr looks for those undeveloped proteins, egg proteins, right? Was your eggs fried in butter? Okay? Were they scrambled in butter? That's another thing Epstein-Barr loves to eat. So this is an Epstein-Barr nightmare. Well, actually, this is an Epstein-Barr happy fest going on in this plate. So Epstein-Barr loves everything sitting down the hatch, Marissa. That's funny. Yep. Epstein-Barr loves everything you see on this plate. Okay, so let's run by it a little bit. Let's see what we got. We got the pancakes. You guys on Clubhouse, we got pancakes on this plate, right? We got eggs on this plate that I'm showing everybody right now on IG. We got butter, and we got butter on the pancake. Look at the butter on the pancake. Epstein-Barr actually loves to eat butter. It eats the hormones in butter. Now you're thinking, well, I use the grass-fed butter. I'm using the grass-fed butter, and that's the one I use. And that's the one that's great, right? It's the grass-fed butter. But Epstein-Barr, what it does is it feeds off of the natural hormones in butter. That's what it loves. It loves to see that Epstein-Barr eating the butter on the plate, right? Loves that, right? And then the Epstein-Barr loves the gluten in the pancake, right? So the Epstein-Barr is sitting there looking and loves the gluten in the pancake. It's another thing the Epstein-Barr loves. So, and then the Epstein-Barr loves the scrambled eggs. Definitely loves the scrambled eggs. Loves the undeveloped protein in eggs, right? Then the Epstein-Barr, let's come on over here, heading over. The Epstein-Barr loves the bacon. So that's the next thing, the bacon. Now, the reason why Epstein-Barr loves the bacon is not because there's anything in bacon that the Epstein-Barr can thrive on. That's not it. The Epstein-Barr loves the fact that you eat bacon because there's so much fat in bacon. And because there's so much fat in bacon, your blood gets thick. And guess what? When your blood gets thick with bacon fat, you lose oxygen inside your bloodstream. Did you know oxygen inside your bloodstream repels Epstein-Barr to some degree? The higher levels of oxygen in your bloodstream, the slower Epstein-Barr moves, the slower Epstein-Barr works. So all that bacon fat right there thickens up your blood so that Epstein-Barr can thrive in your bloodstream. And then we're going to go over to the sausages. Let's head over to the sausages. Here, Epstein-Barr, I'm going to bring you over to the sausages over here. The sausages, it's the same way. The sausages fatten up your blood. Right, Cindy Lou? The sausages fatten up your blood so that Epstein-Barr can move around in your bloodstream without getting hit by your immune system. So here's how it works right here. Let's put this dish right here. Here's a white blood cell, okay? Now the white blood cell can't move around easy with all that fat. Okay, so the white blood cell can't navigate through your bloodstream with all that bacon fat, butter fat, egg fat, right? Can't move around in your bloodstream easy, okay? So your white blood cell cannot hunt down Epstein-Barr. So your white blood cell can't hunt down Epstein-Barr. See this? It can't hunt it down. So all that fat stops it. But guess what? You're probably thinking, well, AW, I don't eat all that bad fat. I eat all the avocados and the nuts and seeds, and I eat all the good fat, the good coconut oil. So AW, you're just wrong. Well, that's funny, because that fat does the same thing. That fat slows down your immune cells, so they can't get through your body. And so viruses will creep up all the same. Yeah, you might not be eating butter, but chances are, though, you're eating so much avocado, nuts and seeds, and oils, and coconut oil, and MCT oil, and whatever, that the virus loves that, because you're losing oxygen. That's how it works. You lose oxygen. Okay? So that's important to know. This is really powerful information. You're only going to find it here. But what's so funny is, once again, you get all the fancy podcast doctors, you get all the fancy people that want to be on TV shows as health professionals and doctors. They don't know why anybody's sick unless they steal medical medium information, like I heard one podcast doctor actually recently did, stealing more medical medium information about the plague that's happening now and how, the plague triggers off Epstein-Barr. Well, that's medical medium information for a long time. But what happens is that if no one knows why people are sick, they're just going to tell you eat lots of fat. Just eat fat. So they'll tell you to eat, you'll have fat in your water, fat in this, fat in that, healthy fat. And you guys can't get better. You just can't get all the way better. So why people on keto diet get better? Well, that's an argument. There's a lot of people that go on the keto diet and they get sick, almost like deathly sick. I bet you there's a lot of people right now on this feed, right here. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, no, I tried the keto diet. Yeah. Got real sick. Real sick. Uh-huh. I tried that other diet too. Yeah. Yeah, I tried blood diet. Yeah, got real sick. Uh-huh. I tried the paleo diet. Uh-huh. Got really sick. Really sick on the paleo diet too. Yeah. Yeah, I tried the vegan diet. Yeah, it was a vegan keto diet. Got really sick. My God, got so sick. Uh-huh. Yeah. But what's funny is my friend, right? My friend who's never had real symptoms and never been really sick, he was eating all the fast food restaurant stuff. And then he went from all the processed foods and fast foods, chocolate cake and donuts and bagels. He went right from that to a keto diet that had no processed foods and fast foods. And he started exercising. And then he started losing a few pounds. And he thought he found the Holy Grail and the panacea. He thought he found the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, he thought he found Jesus Christ. He thought he found Jesus Christ's tomb. And he thought he literally he thought he had Jesus Christ, his tomb. Because he lost a couple of pounds, he started exercising, and he got rid of fast foods. Uh-huh. Yeah. And you know what's funny, though? Eventually, he got sick, and it wasn't working for him anymore. I know. So it wasn't the Holy Grail. It's like a temporary stopping point for people. It's like the next level from living a crappy life, diet-wise, and then from a crappy life diet-wise, you then from there, you can get a little better on the keto diet. I know. But people who are really sick, it kills them. Uh-huh. When you're really sick, the keto diet will kill you fast. I know, I'm one of them. Uh-huh, it's killing me. Okay. All right, bye. So anyway, guys, let's start making some food. All right, let's go. Let's start making a little food. Let's put the book away for a second. Let's get the viruses off the cutting board and the white blood cells off the cutting board. Yep. All right. Let's go. I got some lemon balm tea. I'm just going to take a sip right here. So let's go, you guys. Let's talk about migraines for a little bit. I know you guys have a lot of migraines. Many of you have dealt with a lot of migraines. Many of you have dealt with a lot of headaches and stuff. Let me chop up some sweet potatoes and get it ready. I'm going to marinate them, so I just want to get that going right here. I know a lot of you guys have dealt with a lot of different migraines. Migraines are neurological, so it's a really pain in the butt, but it's a neurological symptom. You can have them on your forehead, you can have them on the back of your head, top of the head, you can have them everywhere. You know, I mean, you can have them in your eye, the migraines, right? I'm just going to chop up a little sweet potato here if you guys are okay with that. I'm going to make sweet potato tacos, so I want to get these in cubes. I talk about medical medium new edition, how it all happens. You could have a low-grade viral infection, shingles or Epstein-Barr or both. You could even have some streptococcus in your sinuses. That can cause some different migraines, sinus migraines, right? Most migraines, though, if they're not streptococcus and bacteria inside your sinus cavity, then you're getting them from, you know, low-grade viruses like the shingles. Gets on the trigeminal nerve, gets on the cranial nerves. How does it do that? It releases neurotoxins, and neurotoxins inflame the cranial nerves. So migraines are really pain in the butt. You can get migraines from toxic heavy metals too. I've seen people get the depression, anxiety with migraines, right? You guys, have you ever had that? How many of you guys, I want to ask this question right here. How many of you got the migraines with depression or anxiety? Do you get the headaches with depression or anxiety? You guys get it that way? Just curious. I know many of you guys have gotten it that way, right? Do you guys get that? You get the migraines with anxiety, depression? Okay. These are purple sweet potatoes. I just saw that question. Me? Lisa, you get them like that? So I'm going to get these on the baking pan in a second. I have headaches and I'm fairly depressed. Loon, my God, Loon out. Good to see you. Glad you're here. I'm going to make a marinade. Doing that now. What happens is that many people have the mercury along with low-grade viral infections with their migraines. So they'll have the mercury, they'll have the toxic heavy metals as well. And that adds to the migraines is what it does. So you guys, I'm going to make it a sweet potato taco right here. So I'm excited about this. So I'm making the marinade. Let's do that right now. So, put a little lemon on here. Let's get a little lemon on top of these. Some lemon. Let's get some lime in here too. Yep, adding some lime. Adding some cayenne to this as well. Since starting MM protocols, I have not had a headache or cold sore. Now, what's interesting is, do you hear what you said? You said cold sore? Isn't that interesting? Right? Cold sore? Cold sore is the simplex, right? So what happens is, and I talked about this, the simplex can aggravate cranial nerves, just so you know, right? And just so all you guys know. I teach doctors this all the time. Cranial nerves get aggravated, right? Cranial nerves get aggravated by simplex. That's a big one right there. So got the dummy with me here. Cranial nerves. The trigeminal nerve, that's one right there. That's the most important one really when it comes down to cranial nerves. That's a big one all on its own. Cranial nerves they get hypersensitive from viruses. The shingles virus can make cranial nerves really sensitive. The simplex virus, simplex 1, okay, cold sores, that can make the cranial nerves really, really, really sensitive. The cranial nerves, they're everywhere, right? It's not just facial nerve, it's not just trigeminal nerve, right? I mean, even phrenic nerves can play a role in that. But the point is, when it comes down to cranial nerves, they get inflamed really easily when it comes down to cold sore viruses like simplex viruses, shingles viruses too. And if headaches go away, and cold sores are going away in somebody, then you're looking at, I wonder if that cold sore virus played a role in any way. I wonder if that cold sore virus had something to do with that headache. Because they went away together. Isn't it interesting? And I've said for years, I've taught doctors this for years too. Okay, just adding a little bit more spice to here. A little coriander. Cumin. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. Making the sweet potato taco. I see some seeds in here from the lemon. Let me just take those out. All right, I'm gonna actually throw these on the baking sheet. Okay. These are pre-steamed, so they won't have to toast long. They won't have to bake long. These are pre-steamed. I'm popping them on here. Okay. I'll pop them in the oven at 400, all right? We get these nice and toasty in the oven. Just moving them around in here so they kind of can breathe. Just give me a sec. In the oven they go. They're in there. So anyway, guys, we're talking about neurological symptoms if you just got here. We're on IG. We're live right now. And we're on Clubhouse. We're live on Clubhouse too. So, talking about neurological symptoms, that's a tricky one. Those are the symptoms that drive people just mad. It's the inability to sleep, the restless leg syndrome, right? The BV Acaro said, you must be new here. Cheese is no good. BV Acaro, we got lots of cheese here. Wait a minute. Hey, BV Acaro. See if I get. Did you just tell a new person that cheese is no good? BV Acaro, did. We got lots of cheese here. Look, I got a grilled cheese sandwich. That's a stick of butter. I got some cheddar cheese here. BV Acaro, are you there? You there? Well, I just want to say one thing, BV Acaro. You're 100% right. Definitely tell the new person that cheese isn't good. You're not gonna get better eating cheese. I get it. I know a whole bunch of people are into cheese in the health realm. I know a whole bunch of people that are into cheese. I get it. Darlene, they're into cheese. They think cheese is like the best, Just get, whole milk cheese or make sure it's, it's free pasture range cheese, sustainable cheese. Make sure that sustainable thing, which really drives me insane, that sustainable thing. It's like, it's really, that's a bait and switch. I mean, I'm not against sustainability at all. It's just that we can't use the word sustainability to make everything okay. You know what I mean? We can't use the word sustainability so that a pregnant mom can eat more chocolate because of sustainability chocolate, right? You can't, I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be used like that. Yeah, sustainability is great, but it shouldn't be used in many ways. It's just not fair. It's not right. Unknown cause, fear, feeling, going mad. So, anytime I've ever talked to a doctor or any kind of health professional that came to me and was like, look, I got a patient that just got so much fear and they're just it's neurosis. It's just the neurosis and the psychosis is so intense, and the OCD and neurosis, psychosis and OCD is so intense, right? And what's going on there? And I tell that doctor, with the toxic heavy metals, they're such troublemakers. Like, that is such a big troublemaker. Now, those are neurological symptoms, anything like that. Like, when someone's struggling with anything like that, it's neurological symptoms, and it's about getting those toxic heavy metals out. That's a big part right there. Mama said, I recently went dairy-free and feel much better. Should I be worried about calcium deficiency? If you eat calcium, right? If you eat all the calcium-rich dairy, right? And milk and cheese. So if you eat all the rich calcium foods, right? Cheese and, the dairy, and if you eat all that, right, then you should be worried about calcium deficiency, because that's how you get that calcium deficiency. It's part of it. So we lose our calcium, but it's not the biggest part of why we lose. It's not the biggest part of why we lose our calcium. We lose our calcium from apple cider vinegar and vinegar. We lose our calcium from caffeine. So, okay, you might be somebody that you got off of dairy products, which actually helps you when you have a calcium deficiency. It helps you to get rid of dairy products. If you're worried about if you have a calcium deficiency, you sustain better calcium if you get rid of all those dairy products. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're doing caffeine, that's one of the ways that all the women go to osteopenia, osteoporosis. It's all the chocolate, the coffee, it's all the tea, it's all the caffeine. And Bet3775 says, why is my throat and face breaking out since CJ and heavy metal detox smoothie? It's getting worse every day. So I want you to be your own detective when that happens, because what happens is that with people, it gets better when they're doing heavy metal detox, right? And it doesn't get worse, right? You have to ask yourself, did I do a new medical treatment? Did I do the new medical treatment antibiotics? Did I do a recent or past antibiotic treatment? Did I do a new medical treatment in the future, in the present? What did I do? That's one thing you got to check into. Meaning, being your own detective. That's what I tell doctors to ask their patients, right? It's one thing right there. The other thing is it this thing where it's a revolving door? Fly Central. Yeah, I'm on the wall right now. Yeah, what? Yeah, I'm watching. Chocolate. Yep, they're eating chocolate. I see it. Yeah, and last week they had a slice of pizza. And the week before that, they had a cookie. I saw the cookie. Yeah, it was vegan, but it had canola oil. Yeah, I'm a fly. I'm on the wall. I'm watching. Yeah. I saw a receipt for a new medical treatment. Yeah. Recommended by their family and friends. Yeah. The person felt peer pressured to do the new medical treatment. Was it antibiotics? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm just a fly. I'm not a doctor. I'm a fly. I'll try to fly by the receipt. Yeah, I'm a fly in the wall. Let me go by the receipt. I'm flying down. Dr. Smith. I saw Dr. Smith on there. New medical treatment. I'm pretty sure that receipt's there. All right, let me get back on the wall. I'm getting tired as a fly. What else? Some kind of maca powder. Yeah, and protein powder. I'm a fly in the wall. Person's doing some protein powder. Yeah, apple cider vinegar. I saw that the other day. Yeah. Yeah, it was a burrito. They got it at the health food store. It was a burrito. Yeah, I don't know what was in it. Could have been anything. Yeah, soy. I think soy and corn was in there. Okay, why does it smell so bad in here? Why does it smell so terrible in here? I'm a fly that almost can't handle the air fresheners in this person's house. I'm smelling all the air fresheners. Oh my God. That person's about to light a scented candle. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that person going to say that medical medium is causing all their problems? I don't know. We have to really be a good fly in this home. Yeah, I saw a new relationship. A person had a new relationship a year and a half ago. I was a fly in the wall for that one. Yeah. Saw all kinds of stuff. Yep. Yeah, new bugs? Yeah, maybe a new Epstein Barr. This fly job's really hard. I gotta rest. I'm gonna try to get out the door as soon as they open up the front door. I gotta get out of here. It smells like air fresheners in here and cologne. Okay, bye. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I just gotta check the oven, you guys, real quick. Almost done. It's got the sweet potatoes cooking up, you guys. I was eating so much fat and didn't realize the impact, reducing my intake. The impact is unbelievable. You have to understand, milk, cheese, butter, eggs, meat, chicken, nut butters, nuts, seeds, oils, coconut oil, olive oil, all kinds of oils. All of it is going to stop you from healing. I know, what about dark chocolate? So Cario says, what about dark chocolate? It's not a good thing. I talk about that so many times. I gotta talk about why dark chocolate's not a good thing at all. The caffeine lowers the immune system, and it destroys teeth later on. It destroys bones. That's not just it. It burns out the central nervous system. It burns out your adrenaline, right? It causes hair loss in women. It ages women's skin really fast. You keep on getting kicked off the live? I know. Freedom Through Spirit said, finding medical medium community helps me feel stronger in my truth. Love you all. Amazing. Incredible. Incredible. So glad you're here. Freedom, so glad you're here. And I want you guys all, that's a good word. I mean, it's a good handle. I always want you guys to have the freedom to make choices and do the right things for you. But I do know that there's so much trickery and smoke and mirrors out there for people where they just can't get better all the way because they're missing these critical points. Please talk about why it's so hard on the liver to let go of fat. Please talk about why it's so hard for the liver and so hard to let go of fat, right? So one of the reasons why we can't let go of fat is the minute you have fat, your adrenaline kicks into gear, right? So the minute you eat fat, your adrenals release all this epinephrine because your adrenals are trying to thin out your blood to protect your brain and your heart. The more fat you eat, every time you guys have a piece of cheese, right? All that fat heading down the pike. The first reason why it's so hard on the liver is because the liver has to produce all of this bile to try to thin it out to save you. It's the first thing that happens, to try to thin it out to save you, right? And then all this adrenaline gets produced to try to thin out the blood too. So your liver and your adrenals are trying to save your life when you fat yourself to death. So when you fat yourself to death, right? When you fat yourself to death, that's your adrenals that's your adrenals and your liver trying to save your life after you fat yourself to death. So you're dumping all that in there, and that's what happens. And I'll talk about that in a second. So when you're having your pizza on Friday night, and then you have your fried egg, which, how many pizza places are putting a fried egg in the middle of the pie right now? It's just crazy. It's like, all right, let's just, it's like suicide. I mean, really, it's like unbelievable. A slow suicide. That's what it's like over time, right? And all that fat puts your liver into crisis because it has to charge up and spit out a lifetime of bile. Right? And that's not easy for a liver that gets tired to produce. Okay? And then on top of that, right, your adrenals are actually releasing all this adrenaline. So your liver and your adrenals are trying to thin out your blood to save your heart and your brain. So every time you do this, your liver's like, dear God, not again. Your adrenals are like, dear God, not again, right? So, but what happens is it gets addictive because you run on adrenaline when you run on fat. That's how it works. To stop strokes and heart attacks, your adrenals and your liver are killing themselves to thin out your blood. They're killing. Okay, Christiana, so avocado is not a healthy fat? Please educate me on avocado. Absolutely. Would love that. Okay, so avocado is a healthy fat, yes. But we still overdo all our fats, right? So are you just saying maybe you eat a couple of avocados a week, but you don't eat pork, chicken, dairy, butter, eggs, oils, olive oil, canola oil, coconut oil, nuts, seeds, right? You're not eating any of that? You're not eating chocolate? So what it is, it's we're getting fat in us everywhere, anyhow, all the time, right? So that's what's happening. So we're getting fat all the time in so many ways. So you guys, I'm just taking this out right here. Sweet potato, this is for the sweet potato tacos I'm making. So I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm just moving this over right here. So, yeah, you can have avocado, absolutely. But the point is we just don't eat an avocado, right? We don't do that. We have avocado on our eggs, right? We make scrambled eggs and we put avocado on it. That's what we do, right? We have nut butters in our smoothies, right? We have nut butters on our oatmeal, right? We have peanut butter on our oatmeal, right? We have oil on everything. We have chocolate bars. So then we have our chocolate bars too, right? We have our cookies, right? We have our cookies and chocolate bars, okay? We have, if you're not doing your chocolate bars and cookies, you're doing your fish, your salmon, you're doing your chicken, you're doing your beef patties, right? You're doing your eggs. Then you got olive oil on everything too, so then you're doing that. You got olive oil on everything, right? And if you're not doing that, you're doing your tuna, right? It's another thing. You do your tuna, okay? And the point is you're doing fat. You're fatting yourself to death. You don't know it, but you're fatting yourself to death, and that's what you're doing. Then you're doing your coconut ice cream. So it's like, oh wait, is avocado not a healthy fat? I thought it was a healthy fat. Yeah, it's a healthy fat, but we're literally killing ourselves with. That's what we're doing. We're taught to bombard ourselves with fat 24/7, basically, our whole life. That's what we're taught. So yeah, okay, sure, avocado's great. It's healthier fat. It's healthier than fried food. Okay, is avocado healthier than this right here? Is avocado healthier than this? Avocado, yeah. Is coconut oil healthier than this? Yeah, right? It is. It's, I'm holding a cheeseburger. You guys on Clubhouse, I'm holding a cheeseburger, right? I'm holding, some, what looks like buffalo chicken wings and chicken fingers. I'm holding a hot dog. Looks like a mustard and ketchup on top of the hot dog, right? So that fat right there is bad fat. This is cheeseburger fat. That's cheese melted on your burger. That's your buffalo chicken wings, right? That's your buffalo drumsticks, whatever. And whatever this is. And all that bad fat. Yeah, avocado's better than that. You better believe it. But see, you might have a lifetime of this where you're already beating down your liver. You're already sick. You're already struggling. You already have symptoms. That's why you even are looking into anything. You already have symptoms. You're already struggling. So it takes more than sometimes, it takes more for a lot of people than just to leave your burgers and oil-soaked fries and your beef patties with cheese and your hot dogs. It takes more than just avocado to get you better, because you might have already a lifetime, last 10 years, last 15 years, eating your hot dogs, eating your burgers, eating all this stuff. You guys have already beat the crap out of your livers. Not your fault. It's not your fault, right? You guys have already had, Ashley Kivin, you like the hot dog? Isn't that funny? It's a really good one too, the way it looks, right? You've already had all this in your life where you've gotten this. Your liver's already suffered the blow. Your adrenals have already suffered the blow. Okay? You already have the problems. But if you're going to get rid of symptoms, if you're going to get rid of conditions, you can get rid of some symptoms, conditions if you go off the bad fats, and now you're on like some avocado and some coconut oil and coconut ice cream, and you got some olive oil and things. Yeah. But if you're sick and you're not getting all the way better, you're still fatting yourself to death. And so we need to protect ourselves. So Medical Medium is all about the fat-free meals, because I know you guys are just going to fat kill yourselves. You guys are just going to fat kill yourselves. And I get it. Like, I know. Like, this is what you're going to do. It's just going to be like, it's like, because one of the reasons it is not your fault on any level. It's the industry. It's the alternative health industry. They believe that fat is what you need. Meanwhile, the alternative health industry doesn't know why anybody's sick unless they stole and thefted medical medium information. That's just a fact. I'm not saying that. It's just, hey, he's saying a pretty bold statement. That's a fact. Unless they thefted medical medium information of why we're sick, right? And all the proof goes back to medical medium, by the way, all the information. It does go back in publications and so forth and all that. So it's a fact. So if the alternative health industry or conventional health industry takes in medical medium information, then they got a clue why people are sick, a clue why people are dying. But the bottom line is they all believe you need fat. So all the fake, trendy misinformation is out there by the truckloads about eating all the fat. And that's what's happening out there. So is avocado good? Yeah, it's good. And hemp seed's good? Yeah. Pumpkin seed's good? Yeah. Sunflower seed's good? Yeah. If you're an animal protein person, right, and you want your meat and your chicken and your fish, it's fine too, right? But everybody's overloading, whether you're vegan, plant-based, or animal protein. Everybody is overloading the crap out of the fat in their system. They're fatting themselves to an early death. That's what they're doing. And they're not recovering from their symptoms good. That's why so many people... Okay, you guys, look. It takes a lot of faith to go with medical medium information, am I right? It takes a lot of faith, right? So you got all these brilliant doctors out there. You got all these alternative professionals out there, right? And the reason why all you guys are here is because you've been there, you've done that, right? And you've been sick. And you didn't find answers. So it made sense when you read the medical medium books and medical medium information. It made sense, right? Okay? Exactly, okay? And so medical medium community is built on the failures of the alternative industry and the alternative movement and the alternative trends, alternative doctors, alternative fads, and conventional ones too. Medical medium communities are built, all around the world, are built on the failure of all these other belief systems, right? These other belief systems of, you should be doing your keto, or you should be doing your whatever, or you should be doing, all the belief systems of it's your genes, it's your body attacking itself, it's your genes, you created it with your thoughts, right? Medical medium information is here. You guys are here using the information because you've been through this. You've been seasoned to what's happening out there, And so with that, it takes faith to use this info, but then when you use it, you heal and you move forward, and then you learn that maybe all that fat wasn't a good idea, Yeah, they banned me on TikTok. Yeah, I know. I saw that. So maybe it wasn't a good idea to do so much fat and so much fat. So look, if you're doing a lot of fat in your diet, I still want you here learning. And yeah, if avocado's the one you pick, it's fine. Trish Dara says, healing because of you. Awesome, incredible. Yeah. I just saw a funny comment. That was great. I think going up there. But yeah. You guys, honestly, so the bottom line is, it's about you guys healing. So if that means, boom, keeping the fats out, that's critical. I want to make this dish for you guys real quick, so let me start working on it, because there's stuff to do. Let's make up a dish. That's the plan. So, first of all, I'm going to grab a plate. Let me grab a plate. So I'm making sweet potato tacos. I'm taking these beautiful pieces of lettuce right here. That's a nice one right there. Really pretty. There's another one down here. And let's grab another one. Okay. So I got these. You can do, I'm doing 3 on this big plate right here, right? So let me take these over. You guys can see this. Putting these right here. These were marinated and they were baked in the oven. These are sweet potato pieces right here. I'm going to chop up some scallions, which is green onion on top in a second. A little bit more here. Okay, there you go. So let me chop up some green onion real quick. Doing that. Sprinkle some on. Let's make the hot sauce. So far, that's what we have, if you guys take a look. So, got a phone call coming in. Let me move this over. Let's see. Science? Science and research? Hey, what's up? You want to steal more information from the medical medium? What do you want to steal this time? Because I get asked, can I prove my information to science? Science and research has not proved any medical medium information wrong yet, ever. In the history of medical medium, 35 plus years. But you guys seem to be stealing medical medium information. Someone was asking on Instagram, and they said, can you prove your information to science? But you guys keep on stealing it. Medical medium said that Epstein-Barr caused Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and then years later you guys said that there's a link now to Epstein-Barr with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Medical medium said multiple sclerosis is caused by Epstein-Barr virus, and now you guys say there's a link to that now too. Medical medium information said that the plague currently today triggers off Epstein-Barr and worsens the condition and reactivates the virus. And now you guys are stealing that too. What else can you guys steal? Because someone's asking on IG right now and saying, what can I prove? Medical medium information, is it science-based and can it be proven? Yeah. Is there something else you guys are stealing? Are you stealing the shingles thing now? Medical medium said that the shingles virus is not the chickenpox virus, and you guys got called out by medical medium, and now you guys are switching gears for the first time in decades. You're eating your words on that one too. Yeah. Medical medium information said there's more than one variety of Epstein-Barr. Now science and research, you guys, science and research, who just called me, you guys say there's more than one variety of Epstein-Barr virus now. How many more things are you going to steal from medical medium? Do you think this helps anyone on IG who's watching that says, prove your stuff to science? I don't know. But it's fact. Stop stealing my stuff. And if you use my stuff, start to cite it. If you don't, you're going to get some letters. Yeah, because you're not supposed to plagiarize. It comes from medical medium publications. So science research has to cite it. Well, okay, I'm glad you called. Yep. You guys, it's fun though. It's always fun. Look, I got that. I got to make some sauce. Do that now. What people don't realize is medical medium information, science is using it all the time. They're using information right out of these medical textbooks, but they feel like they don't have to cite it because I'm the medical medium, right? That's not true. If a medical clinic or a medical authority uses a published material right from these books, they actually have to legally cite it. So it's important to know. You can't be an institution and steal from a publication and actually use it without citing it. It's actually really uncool. Yeah, absolutely. Stealing the plague stuff from medical medium too. Yeah. So it's all original MM info. All right, let's make this. Let's make this. I'm going to put some cherry tomatoes in the food processor right now. I might even pull it over. Actually, might not. Yeah, I'll just make a quick one right here. Let me put this in here. Put some tomatoes in here. Let's do this. You guys, I'm throwing tomatoes in the food processor as we speak. I'm going to put some red bell pepper in here too. We'll pop that in there. This is the medical medium hot sauce. All right. Put a little bit of honey in here too. And I'm going to put a hot pepper. Look at that hot pepper right there. Okay. Put a little lime in there. And I'm going to put garlic in there too. And some lemon. Some lime in here and some lemon. Let's get some garlic in here as well. Glad I got you with me. Darlene, it's true. It's unbelievable, really. I can't tell you how much Info has gotten into, like, the podcast doctors using it, taking it, like everybody, and acting like, you know, hey, it came from there or something, or acting like they got it from research and science. I'm not harping on research and science. That's not it. You know, I believe science has made some serious, incredible breakthroughs. And I mean, I know a neurosurgeon, he says he can't work without the robot. You know, the robot to remove an aneurysm in somebody's brain. It's an incredible process. I know heart surgeons too. And so science has come a long way, right? So it's really incredible. But in chronic illness, it completely failed in chronic illness. So hundreds of millions of people sick with no answers. And that's where science research completely failed, like just 100%, just failed across the board. Not talking about like if you need your gallbladder out. I know great surgeons. It's not that. So let's blend this up. This is the hot sauce right here. Problem is, I need a huge team of people to stay on science and research, meaning to make them accountable for stealing and plagiarizing medical medium information and not citing it back to the book. It's just, medical medium isn't about... All right, I made a hot sauce, you guys. I'm going to drop a little on this. It's good telling you guys about all this stuff, about how it works out there, though. I know many of you want, like, answers for all kinds, you know, like what's happening. And so many of you protect medical medium information. You protect it. Some of you protect it with your life because it saved your life, right? So it's interesting to know about all these different things. I just put the hot sauce on here, right? You don't use salt? I don't use salt, but it doesn't mean if you wanted to use a little bit of a high quality salt, it's like you can as an option, right? But when you want to heal all the way and you really are struggling, that's one thing too. Everybody salts themselves to a bad place. They fat themselves to death. They salt themselves, right? And you have so much salt already calcified inside your brain, the bad road salt, and you have all this calcified salt inside your liver, the bad stuff. So you want a chance for that to come out someday. You can get these salt crystallizations from toxic road salt in your brain and inside your liver, and it's so damaging. Alicia says, you helped my 8-month-old son with eczema. Thank you so much. Alicia, it means everything. It means everything. That right there, because it's so important. It's so important that, you know, our kids mean everything. Everything. So that's incredible. That's incredible. Totally understand. Yeah, so you guys, here's the dish. Right here. I'm excited. So let's talk about the neurological symptoms while we're here a little bit. Let's go into that. So all medical medium books talk about neurological symptoms. it's the big troublemaker for so many people, because if you're diagnosed with lupus, if you're diagnosed with anything really, right, a diagnosis usually comes with some neurological symptoms, right? And even anxiety, that's a neurological symptom. Heart palpitations could be neurological for so many, right? And even heart palps can be neurological at times. Tics and spasms, aches and pains, neurological. So all these things are really hard on people. All the different neurological symptoms, the brain fog, that's a neurological symptom all on its own. Loss of smell, I see that right there, that's neurological too, okay? And how do I know what virus is gone for good or dormant? The thing is with that is you want to keep on what you're doing and keep on it. If you're healing, you're healing. You don't want to stop what healed you, and you want to stay on it. My MM healed my neurological Lyme. That's a big deal. Yeah. Neurological? Yeah, totally. And man, when you're talking about like all the different symptoms, OCD neurological, right? Bipolar neurological. If you see somebody suffering or dealing with bipolar, it's neurological. Aches and pains that aren't from injuries, neurological, right? If they're not from injuries, neurological. You know, burning skin, you know, even things that you wouldn't suspect are neurological, okay? Like your sciatic nerve pain that comes and goes, right? Leg pain, insomnia, that's neurological. So it's just, we deal with the vertigo, the dizziness. It's not just the ringing in the ears and the popping and fluttering in the ears. It's all neurological, and the tics and spasms. But the whole thing with neurological, that's really plagues so many people. And medical medium information really takes that to the whole next level with it. That's the whole point. You learn what viruses cause it. Trigeminal neuralgia is caused by shingles. Fibromyalgia is caused by Epstein-Barr. And then you learn what to do. And then the supplements, that's a big one too, right? Having the right supplements. Lysine critical for neurological problems right there. So lysine, that's the Vimergy lysine. I'm not sponsored. Yeah, fibromyalgia. Talk about it. Anna, I talk about it in the book right here. Frozen shoulder, I talk about it in the book right here. It's shingles. Causes a frozen shoulder. This is L-lysine. If I had frozen shoulder, I'd be on L-lysine. If I had fibromyalgia, I'd be on L-lysine because you're dealing with Epstein-Barr virus. This is the new edition, the revised and expanded book right here. So shingles causes the frozen shoulder. Shingles causes the trigeminal neuralgia. Simplex causes neuralgia and trigeminal neuralgia. It's all these viruses and their neurotoxins. Shingles causes Bell's palsy, if you ever had Bell's palsy. And neurological Lyme is caused by Epstein-Barr. I'm giving you guys powerful pieces of information here. Lysine's critical. Marissa, you're still here. Yay! DSR3, what about shingles? Yeah. What causes shingles? So, what causes shingles? The shingles virus. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so the shingles, so I love when I talk to family members, anybody, or friends that have ever dealt with anything, I'm like, you gotta be on the L-lysine. This is the Vimergy L-lysine, V as in Victor, I-M-E-R-G-Y, Vimergy.com. What causes prostate cancer? Epstein-Barr. I teach about that. The Epstein-Barr virus gets into the prostate in men. Breast cancer caused by Epstein-Barr. But you have to have toxins. You have to have toxins. The virus can't do anything if you don't have the toxins. That's critical. Critical to know right there. Thyroid cancer, you've got to have the toxins. Prostate cancer, you've got to have the toxins. It's critical. You have to have the Epstein-Barr and the toxins. You have to have the virus and the toxins. Thank you. My headaches are gone because of you. Amazing, Jamie. I'm so glad to hear that. So I talk about it in the books. BB Akaro, good to see you. I talk about the books and the supplementation factor, right? That's critical, right? About what to take. How do you get rid of a neurological symptom? How do you get rid of a tic, spasm, ache and pain, brain fog, migraines, burning skin, dizziness, vertigo, tinnitus, ringing in the ear, popping, fuzzing, all this stuff? How do you get rid of it? And it's critical to know how to do that. It's like the right supplements matter. Nobody knew zinc was critical for these things. It's MM information originally, and now zinc is all the rage out there, right? But any zinc doesn't just work, right? I talk about the liquid zinc sulfate. There's that one. So the liquid zinc sulfate, anybody who's a friend or family member of mine, I'm like, you got to be on the liquid zinc sulfate right there, critical. And then the other thing, you got to look out for alcohol, natural flavors, and citric acid. Got to look out for that in any of the supplements too. Housewife Liz, good to see you. So all these things matter. The reason why people crawl out of hell and bad, they crawl out of it and rise out of the ashes from their neurological symptoms, is because they learned they had to have the right kind of zinc, the right kind of B12, and they have to have those to begin with. It's not even just the right kind. You just have to have them to begin with, right? It's critical. And then you have to have the viral killers. Like, you have to know how to kill these viruses. With simplex, you got to know how to kill the simplex so the cold sores go away. The shingles, you got to know how to kill it so your frozen shoulder goes away. The Epstein-Barr, you have to know how to kill it so your neurological Lyme, fibromyalgia, RA, MS go away. Your lupus goes away. You have to know how to kill the virus. And then you have to know how to stop feeding the virus. So when it comes down to neurological symptoms, you guys, it's critical to know how to stop feeding the virus, because it's going to be the foods now. So medical medium information can take you as far as you need to go. The answers are in there, okay? And it's not paid for by some massive corporation. Medical medium information doesn't have $1 billion in advertisement money sitting in some coffer somewhere waiting to be used for the next 10 years. Like, medical medium information is literally from above and then given to people after they've tried everything. Because think about it, not a lot of people have faith to be like, okay, I'm going to use this information. It comes from above. I'm going to use this. There's some people that do that, but most people, they have to have the crap beat out of them out there. They gotta really tried everything, and then they hear about someone healed on medical medium, and then they start getting into it, and they always say it's a tough pill to swallow that he gets his information from SOC, from Spirit of Compassion. That one's hard for me. But I always say, isn't everybody spiritual now? Like, it's all I hear. It's all I hear. A friend of mine goes to yoga class. She goes to yoga class, and she says, everybody's so spiritual. It's like, okay, well then she said, well, I was trying to tell these two girls at yoga about, because they were sick, about medical medium information. And they're like, well, isn't that the guy, he's a medium and it comes from somewhere? And they go, yeah, it comes from above. And the minute I told them that, and these are two spiritual women, they were like phasing out, like, I don't know if it comes from, from above or something. And meanwhile, they were just doing their mantras and their prayers and their meditations and their hymns. And it's like, if we're really spiritual, it's like, let's not discriminate. Let's not do the spiritual discrimination, which happens a lot with medical medium information. I know so many of you guys try to share MM info, and you get that discrimination factor. But at the same time, it's like the most powerful people in the world come to use this information. Doctors all over the world use medical medium information. Science and research is stealing and robbing and thefting medical medium information. So why is it a hard reach? Why is it, when you think about that? Like, how is that possible? But, anyway, you guys check out the Medical Medium podcast at Apple Podcast, if you can. There it is. This is the Medical Medium podcast at Apple Podcast. Listen to the episodes if you can, if you get a chance. The Neurological Symptoms episode is really powerful. The anxiety episode, neurological symptom episode, really powerful. And the meditations too. So there it is right there. But I will tell you this, that if you want to heal, the answers are out there. If you want to get better and recover, the answers are out there. Remember when I was young, and I was a little kid, and my great-grandfather told my father how it's not going to be easy getting this information out there, because I was saying the same information as a kid as I say now, right? And I haven't contradicted myself, even with the volumes of information and books. And I notice all the podcast doctors, they switch gears. 1 minute they're playing with this, next minute they quit, they're playing with this, next minute they're playing with this, and they contradict themselves even in their own diet plans contradict, and their own philosophies contradict. And it's like, But one thing I had a doctor tell me recently is I feel good about one thing. And I'm like, what? You're never there's no contradictions. You've been straight about the info, straight to the truth, to the core, to the root, right from the beginning. I says, that means everything to me. And that's what got me into it. A doctor friend said, that's how I started with medical medium information, is I couldn't find the contradictions. But all my friends that are doctors doing the podcast and other things, they're contradicting themselves. So at least you know that's on your side. You guys, it's incredible to be here tonight. So I'm really happy. MM is the only lifestyle that makes sense. Of course, she wrote in on. It's a really cool handle, by the way. So you guys, check out Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts when you get a chance. So much incredible information on them. I just saw that, right? Exactly. So you guys, I'm going to eat. It's been really fun. It's been a fun Saturday with you guys. The info has not changed, Nourish says. It hasn't. Laura says that's why we trust and love you. Look, and I tell people, you don't have to like me. You don't have to like my face. You don't have to like, my sense of humor. You don't have to like how I talk. You don't have to like how I walk. You don't have to like my name. You don't have to like any of that, okay? But the information is for you. I'm the messenger, okay? The gift that was given to me was not a gift. I was told that by Spirit of Compassion. It's not my gift. It's actually given to you guys. It's for you guys. And the other tacos look amazing. And it's there for you guys. All right. Love you. And till next time, we'll talk about some cool stuff. Take care. And you guys on Clubhouse,